B&B spoilers. Is Katie's new fashion house going to fail? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that she's got an eye for fashion, but does she have an eye for deep fakes? That's what a lot of people want to know when it comes to Katie Logan, Heather Tom. There's heavy speculation suggesting that Katie might have a hard time with her own fashion house if she's finding it difficult spotting deep fakes at Forrester Creations. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Is Katie's new fashion house going to fail? During the most recent episode of the soap, Katie even wanted to fire Elektra over the matter. In fact, it seemed a little out of character for Katie to act like the CEO and try to fire the young woman without even giving her a chance to defend herself. Is this the same Katie who is going to be running her own business soon? Let's hope not. Otherwise, we will be seeing a version of Katie that we didn't know existed. Of course, many B&B fans had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented with, "Really good AI fakes are hard to spot, and I've done photo editing for over 30 years. Another fan of the show wrote, "To be fair, Katie is smart compared to her sisters. Brooke used to be smart at the beginning, and from time to time. Not sure what happened there." The bold and the beautiful spoilers. What's next for Katie Logan? Donna, on the other hand, was always portrayed as the stupidest bimbo of the Logan clan, which shouldn't be okay with viewers. And then there was this comment as well. A lot of people saying they were good deep fakes, and they probably weren't. Will instantly saw they were fake and got mad at his mom for not realizing it. Katie also barely looked at them and didn't even bother asking anyone other than Brooke. Then again, the bold and the beautiful fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. B&B airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. The fashion world of Los Angeles has just been rocked by a move so bold, it's bordering on a declaration of war. On the bold and the beautiful, Katie Logan, the sister often overshadowed by Brooke's scandals and Donna's sweetness, has finally stepped out of the Forrester shadow. But as the dust settles on her shocking reveal, a heartbreaking question looms over the Logan family. Is Katie's new fashion house destined to fail before the first stitch is even sewn? Fans are reeling after the emotional confrontation that aired on December 26th, 2025. What was meant to be a celebration of Katie's independence turned into a battlefield of tears, betrayal, and a sisterly rift that might never heal. The dream that divided a dynasty. For years, Katie Logan has been the backbone of Forrester Creations' PR department. She has managed crises, spun scandals, and stood loyally by Ridge and Brooke. But the sad news today is that her loyalty was met with a glass ceiling. Enter Bill Spencer. In a move that was equal parts romantic and ruthlessly strategic, Bill gifted Katie her own fashion house as a wedding present. It was supposed to be her Phoenix moment. However, the euphoria of the gift was short-lived. When Katie unveiled the name of her new venture, simply Logan, the heir left the room. Why, Brooke is devastated. The heartbreak in Brooke's eyes was undeniable. To Brooke, the name Logan isn't just a surname. It is a brand she built with her belief, formula, and her decades as the face of Forrester's most iconic lines. The accusation. Brooke immediately accused Katie of riding her coattails. The insult. Ridge added salt to the wound, dismissively reminding Katie that running a fashion house takes more than just PR experience. The fallout. Instead of a toast, the sisters ended the night in a heated argument, with Katie tearfully pointing out that Logan is her legal name, too. 3 reasons Katie's fashion house is facing an uphill battle. While we want to cheer for Katie taking her power back, the spoilers for the week of December 29th, 2025 suggest a sad news trend for the fledgling company. Here is why the Logan brand is on shaky ground. 1. The non-designer dilemma. As Ridge cruelly pointed out, Katie is a businesswoman, not a creator. A fashion house needs a visionary. Currently, Katie has the funding, thanks to Dollar Bill, and the drive, but she doesn't have a lead designer. Rumors are swirling that she might try to poach Eric Forrester or Deke Sharp, But until she has a sketchbook in hand, Logan is just a name on a building. 2. A family at war. Donna Logan is once again the sister in the middle, desperately trying to play referee. But the tension is reaching a breaking point. If Katie continues with the Logan branding, she risks losing the support of the only family she has. Is a business success worth a permanent holiday exile? For a woman who values family as much as Katie, this emotional toll might lead to a heart crisis reboot, a trope B&B fans know all too well. 3. The Forrester monopoly. Steffi and Ridge are not known for playing fair. They view Katie's move as a betrayal. If Katie starts poaching talent, like Electra Forrester or potentially even Hope Logan, who is feeling suffocated by Thomas's return to hope for the future, the Forresters will move to crush her. This sad news twist. Will Katie's heart hold up? Speculation is mounting that the intense stress of the launch and the feud with Brooke will trigger a medical emergency for Katie. She has survived heart transplants and immense trauma, but the betrayal of her sister not believing in her might be the one thing she can't survive. It's not just about the clothes, one fan noted on Reddit. It's about Katie finally asking for a seat at the table and her sister trying to pull the chair out from under her. Is there a silver lining? Despite the sad news and the looming threats of failure, Katie has one thing Brooke doesn't: Bill Spencer. Bill is ready to strike back against anyone, including Ridge and Brooke, who tries to dim Katie's light. If Katie can recruit the legendary Eric Forrester, who is currently feeling pushed out of his own company by Ridge, we might see the most legendary rivalry since Spectre Fashions versus Forrester Creations. What's next? The week of December 29th promises a New Year's showdown. Bill is expected to issue a stern warning to the Forresters, while Katie doubles down on her vision. But with the Logan sisters at each other's throats, the celebration is officially over. What do you think, B&B fans? Is Katie right to claim the Logan name for herself? Or is she setting herself up for a devastating business and personal failure? The drama is just getting started, and it's looking like a very blue new year for the Logan family. What might be one of the most heartbreaking developments The Bold and the Beautiful has delivered in recent months? Katie Logan Spencer's dream of running her own fashion house is teetering on the edge. Not because of lack of passion or talent, but because of mounting drama, betrayal, and doubt from even her closest family members. For loyal B&B fans, Kate's journey has always been one of resilience, from heartbreak after heartbreak to triumphant comebacks. But now, this latest chapter might be the harshest twist yet. Soap opera spy, +1. Tornado, a dream comes to life. But at what cost? It all started with what should have been a moment of pure joy. After years of being in the background, first as a trusted PR guru at Forrester Creations, and then as someone who always supported others' dreams, Katie was finally given the opportunity to lead her very own fashion house, a wedding gift from none other than Bill Spencer. Soapspoilers.com. Picture it. After a whirlwind romance and heartfelt wedding, Katie walked into her new office, a space that could have been her legacy, her long-awaited spotlight, and her chance to finally shine on her own terms. Bill was proud. Will, her loyal son, clapped her on the back. It was supposed to be a new beginning. Primetimer.com. But today, everything Katie built feels like it might crumble before it even fully gets off the ground. Warning, family doubts and deep division at the core. The most painful part? The people she loves the most, her own family, aren't fully behind her. When Brooke and Ridge visited her new fashion house, what should have been a celebration quickly turned into tension. Brooke, usually the big sister cheerleader, strained to hide her reservations, especially after Katie unveiled the name she chose, Logan. Soapspoilers.com. Brooke exploded. That's my name. You can't use Logan for your fashion house, she snapped, a sharp disbelief cutting through what was supposed to be a joyful moment. Soapspoilers.com. The argument didn't just expose sibling rivalry, it blew it wide open. Brooke accused Katie of riding on her coattails, using the Logan name as a shortcut, a crutch, something that brokered credibility unfairly. Soapspoilers.com. For Katie, a woman who has never relied on nepotism, who has worked in fashion for decades, who has been the backbone of the Logan family through countless disasters, this cut deeper than most. It was public rejection from her own sister on the very stage meant to mark her professional triumph. Soapspoilers.com. Disappointed face of vision under siege by doubt. Fans watching at home took to social media with shock and heartbreak. Comments ranged from sympathy and support for Katie to utter disbelief that Brooke, of all people, would challenge her like this. Soap Opera Spy. One common sentiment among fans was, "She's always had the strength, but losing her family's full support before her house even launches? That's just cruel." Soap Opera Spy. And this isn't just random chatter. Viewers have pointed out how Katie struggled during the Forrester deepfake crisis, misjudging the situation early on, which has led some fans to question her business instincts. Soap Opera Spy. That perception, even if unfair, is now haunting her new reputation as a CEO. Imagine building something from the ground up, only to have the world whisper, maybe she can't do it. For a woman who's already suffered loss, heartbreak, and betrayal on multiple fronts, does she really need this added burden? Broken heart, the weight of expectations, too heavy to bear? Katie's troubles don't stop with Brooke. Ridge, who once sat at the helm of the fashion world, doesn't seem convinced she can compete with Forrester Creations. He openly questioned the wisdom of starting a new label in a saturated market, reminding everyone around him that the fashion world is ruthless. Soap Central. Meanwhile, even Bill's confidence, which once felt unshakable, now rings with doubt. He insists she has what it takes, yet his reassurances sometimes feel more like hope than fact. Soapspoilers.com. Katie, for her part, tries to be brave. She smiles, pushes forward, and refuses to let the Logan name fight derail her. But in her eyes you can see the cracks forming, the exhaustion, the heartbreak, the fear that she might be walking into failure. Soapspoilers.com. This isn't just a business battle. This is personal. Chart decreasing, industry pressure, and identity crisis. Launching a fashion house isn't like opening a boutique. It's entering a cutthroat industry where reputation, design credibility, and branding are everything. Katie might be talented, but she isn't a traditional designer. She has been a PR and marketing force, someone who books others into the spotlight, not someone who creates the runway sparks herself. Reddit. Fans have debated whether the storyline even makes narrative sense. Can a former PR director truly be taken seriously as a fashion house creative force? Some argue the storyline risks mishandling her character entirely. Reddit. If fans questioning her credentials weren't bad enough, industry rivals like Forrester Creations aren't going to roll over. They have legacy, design talent, big-name clients, and decades of runway prestige. Katie's new venture might be seen as cute, ambitious, heartwarming, but not competitive. Primetimer.com. Between family conflict and industry expectations, Katie's identity crisis deepens. Is she a businesswoman, a designer, or just a Logan trying to hold onto family legacy while reinventing herself? Broken heart, what it means if she fails. Soap fans know that Bold and the Beautiful thrives on high stakes. And right now, the stakes have never been higher for Katie. If her fashion house fails, Small Blue Diamond, she loses her professional dream. Small Blue Diamond, she endures public embarrassment. Small Blue Diamond, she fractures family relationships even further. Small Blue Diamond, her confidence, already battered, could deteriorate. And the saddest part? It wouldn't just be fiction. It would be a tragic arc for a beloved character who spent decades fighting for respect. One fan wrote, "If Katie fails, it wouldn't just be another plot. It'd feel like a personal loss. We care about her." Soap Opera Spy. And many agree. Katie's journey isn't just about fashion. It's about self-worth, respect, and legacy. Worried face, could this be the beginning of the end? Spoilers hint that in the coming days, legal battles, trademark complications, and rival tussles will further cloud Katie's dream. The Logan name, a point of pride, might become a brand liability if trademark issues arise. Celeb dirty laundry. Meanwhile, Brooke and Ridge's lack of full support could turn rivals into outright adversaries, something that could sink Katie's fashion house before it even thrives. Soap Central. Drama looms on the horizon. Trademark battles over the Logan name, celeb dirty laundry. Family conflict exacerbating business woes. Soap Central. A fashion world that may not actually be ready to embrace her venture, Primetimer.com. The emotional toll this will take on Katie might be as significant as the professional one. And if the bold and the beautiful goes this route, this could become one of the saddest fashion sagas in soap history. Speech balloon fan reactions, heartbreak and hope. Across social platforms, fans are reacting with a mix of sadness, frustration, and loyalty toward Katie. Speech balloon, they're setting her up to fail, and my heart can't take it. Speech balloon, Katie deserves more than this. She's always been the unsung hero. Speech balloon, I still believe she'll prove everyone wrong. Speech balloon, watching Brooke undermine her hurt more than any betrayal before. For fans who have watched Katie's evolution, from loyal sister to PR powerhouse to CEO, this storyline isn't just another plot. It's a test of everything she's worked for. And if she stumbles, fans will feel it deeply. Broken heart final thoughts. Can Katie's fashion dream be saved? Right now, the odds are stacked against her. Between family friction, industry critics, and looming legal issues over naming rights and trademarks, Katie Logan Spencer's fashion house struggles might be the most emotional roller coaster of her life. Celeb dirty laundry. Yet, in true soap opera fashion, hope isn't gone. Bill still believes in her, will maybe her biggest cheerleader. And in a world where rivalries can flip overnight, perhaps a shocking twist will turn defeat into triumph. But for now, today's news feels heavy, sad, unsettling, because this isn't just a business failing. This is Katie's dream, possibly slipping away right in front of her. The glitz and glamour of the Los Angeles fashion world are currently shrouded in a cloud of heartbreak. Fans of the bold and the beautiful have spent the last week riding an emotional roller coaster, and today's developments have left the B&B community reeling. What was supposed to be a triumphant new chapter for the resilient Katie Logan, Heather Tom, has quickly spiraled into a nightmare of family betrayal and professional peril. As we stand on the brink of 2026, the question on everyone's lips isn't just about the next runway collection. It's a much more somber one. Is Katie's new fashion house going to fail before it even truly begins? A gift wrapped in good intentions, but fueled by friction. The saga began with a gesture of pure, unadulterated love. After a secret, intimate wedding at the Spencer Mansion on December 16th, Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, decided to prove his devotion to Katie with the ultimate power move. Knowing she had felt undervalued and overlooked at Forrester Creations for years, he gifted her a legacy, her own fashion house under the Spencer Publications umbrella. "You are a warrior," Bill told her as he replaced the sword necklace around his neck, symbolizing his return to the dollar bill persona, but this time for the right reasons. He wanted Katie to have a seat at the head of the table. But, as any soap fan knows, a gift from Bill Spencer always comes with a target on its back. While Katie was initially thrilled, the sad news began to trickle in almost immediately as the reality of the industry set in. The Logan versus Logan War, a sisterhood in ruins. The most heartbreaking turn of events occurred during the December 26th episode. Katie, beaming with pride, invited her sisters, Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Donna, Jennifer Grice, along with Ridge, Torsten Kay, to the unveiling of her new brand. The air in the room turned ice cold when Katie revealed the name, Logan. The fallout was instantaneous and devastating. Brooke's betrayal. Instead of a hug, Katie received a lecture. Brooke immediately claimed the Logan name as her own professional trademark, citing her history with the belief formula. Ridge's mockery. Ridge didn't just disagree. He ridiculed the venture, calling it a midlife crisis project and a joke, insulting Bill's fashion sense and Katie's executive experience. A family divided, Donna, the perpetual peacekeeper, found herself in the middle of a war zone. The Logan sisters' bond, which has survived scandals and health crises, is now being torn apart by a logo. For fans, the sad news isn't just about a business. It's about watching Brooke, the sister Katie has defended for decades, refuse to let her sister have a moment in the sun. 3 reasons why Katie's venture is on life support. While we all want to root for Katie, the current spoilers and storyline trajectories paint a grim picture. Here is why experts and fans alike fear the fashion house is headed for a catastrophic collapse. 1. The looming legal nightmare. Ridge and Brooke are already sharpening their legal knives. Ridge mentioned that the Logan trademark is tied to Forrester Creations through the Belief formula. Even if the trademark has expired, as some spoilers suggest, the ensuing legal battle could drain the new company's resources before a single garment is stitched. A fashion house cannot survive if it's tied up in a courtroom instead of a showroom. 2. The lack of a creative visionary. As of today, Katie has a name that her sister is trying to steal and a building, but she doesn't have a lead designer. The hope factor. There are rumors that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, might defect from Forrester, but that would mean abandoning hope for the future, her life's work. The Eric risk. While fans are desperate for Eric Forrester, John McCook, to join Katie to spite Ridge, Eric's health remains a major concern. If Katie builds her house on the shoulders of a legendary but aging designer, she is one health crisis away from bankruptcy. 3. The dollar bill curse. History shows that when Bill Spencer gets involved in fashion, it usually ends in flames, sometimes literally. Remember the Spectre Building? If the fashion house is seen merely as a vanity project for Bill to buy Katie's happiness, the industry critics will eat her alive. Without the genuine respect of the fashion elite, the Logan brand might be dead on arrival. The most tragic twist, Katie's health. Perhaps the saddest news of all is the speculation regarding Katie's physical heart. Longtime viewers know that Katie has survived a heart transplant and multiple scares. The stress of a high-stakes business launch is one thing, but a vicious public feud with Brooke is another level of emotional trauma. Spoilers suggest that as the Logan brand war intensifies in early 2026, the physical toll on Katie might be the real tragedy. If the fashion house succeeds, but Katie ends up in a hospital bed, was it ever really a win? Is there any hope? Despite the very sad news, there is a glimmer of light. Katie has never been more determined. She reminded Ridge that she was once the CEO of Forrester Creations. She knows the numbers, she knows the PR, and she knows the players. If she can successfully poach Deke Sharp or convince Eric Forrester to come out of retirement for one last FU to Ridge, she might actually have a fighting chance. But for now, the mood in Los Angeles is one of mourning for a sisterhood that seems beyond repair. I've spent my life in your shadow, Brooke. I'm not stepping out of it. I'm building my own light. Katie Logan, December 26th, 2025, and the beautiful have been left reeling after the latest episodes delivered shocking developments around Katie Spencer's ambitious new fashion house, and the early signs are not looking good. What was once poised to be a triumphant career move gifted by husband Bill Spencer has quickly unraveled into one of the most complicated and potentially heartbreaking storylines in recent memory. But with tension rising and support waning, viewers are asking the same troubling question. Is Katie's new fashion house destined to fail? Let's break it all down, from the emotional fallout to the fierce family feuds, business pitfalls, and the very real possibility that this dream may become Katie's biggest nightmare yet. Primetimer.com+1. Thread 1. A dream gift turns into a brewing disaster. It all started with what seemed like a fairy tale moment. Bill Spencer, ever the romantic and strategic businessman, surprised Katie with her own fashion house as their twinning wedding gift and professional venture. Bill declared his belief that Katie's talents were underutilized and that her own company could thrive separate from the long-standing fashion dynasty of Forrester Creations. Primetimer.com. Katie, seasoned in PR and seasoned with industry connections, initially embraced the chance to step into the spotlight in a new way. But dreams don't always unfold the way we want, especially when family, ego, and legacy collide. Primetimer.com. Crying Face 2. The Logan name fiasco. More hurt than help. Just weeks into the launch, Katie's decision to brand her company under the Logan name, a bold and emotional choice, became the first major blow to her venture. Katie believed strongly that the Logan name was as much hers as it was her sister Brooke's, and that her own legacy deserved equal footing. After all, she had spent years lifting up her sisters and supporting Forrester Creations behind the scenes. Soapspoilers.com. But Brooke saw it differently. Brooke's reaction was chilly and disheartening. Rather than united support, Katie was met with resistance and a very public rift. Brooke insisted that the Logan name belonged to her personally, given her history and recognition in the industry. She refused to let Katie use it professionally. This sparked a family feud that tore at the heart of the new brand before it could even fully breathe. Primetimer.com. Katie's dreams were not just endangered. They were overshadowed by heartbreak. Broken Heart 3. What should have been support became a rupture. Katie had hoped her sisters, especially Brooke and Donna, would unite behind her. But the reality was starkly different. At an early celebration of the fashion house, Ridge and Brooke attended with cautious politeness, but undercurrents of judgment and skepticism were obvious. Donna tried to play peacekeeper, but even her encouragement couldn't mask the tension. Daytime Confidential. This family rivalry wasn't just emotional. It's now beginning to have real business consequences. Briefcase 4. The industry isn't waiting. Pressure mounts fast. A fashion house isn't just about a name, runway shows, or even talent. It's about brand identity, market positioning, creative leadership, design teams, production pipelines, and industry credibility. All areas where Katie is finding herself suddenly vulnerable. Unlike Forrester Creations, which has decades of legacy, a built-in audience, long-term partnerships, and trained design talent, Katie's operation is just starting. And while Bill's money gives her a runway, literally, to begin, money alone can't buy credibility. Primetimer.com. Industry insiders and some fans have pointed out that starting a rival fashion house with little design leadership or known creative direction can set a business up for disaster. It's one thing to have a famous name behind you. It's another to have a solid strategy and talent pipeline ready to execute world-class fashion. Reddit. Fire 5. Internal tensions. Brooke versus Katie. A rift with business consequences. It's no secret now that the ideological split between Brooke and Katie isn't just emotional. It's corporate strategy in conflict. Without the full support of her own family, including those with years of fashion industry experience, Katie's venture is already starting with a crack in its foundation. One wrong move could easily send this new house spiraling, especially if Brooke and others continue to withhold their buy-in and industry influence. Remember, fashion thrives in collaboration, but almost always suffers when power struggles seep into business operations. This kind of drama could draw media attention, but not the kind you want if your goal is industry respect. Primetimer.com. Chart decreasing 6. Market reality. Can Katie compete? Fans and soap pundits alike have questioned how a new fashion house, particularly one led by someone better known for PR and corporate maneuvering, can stand up against an industry titan like Forrester Creations. Forrester's deep reservoir of industry knowledge and brand loyalty is far from easy to topple. And while change and competition are healthy, a company needs design credibility and product traction to succeed, not just a famous name. Primetimer.com. Some fan communities have even speculated that the storyline could lead to key designers or talent jumping ship to Katie's side, but that remains clearly speculative and far from confirmed. Reddit. Whiteheart 7. Emotional fallout. Katie's identity under siege. Going into business, Katie hoped to express her own vision, but now she's fighting to protect her very name. Rather than celebrating her achievement, she's defending her right to even call it hers. This is a deep, psychological blow. Her relationship with Brooke, once a cornerstone of her support system, now feels fractured. With critics doubting her ability and allies offering only conditional encouragement, Katie is finding herself pushed into a corner where fear and doubt creep in. Primetimer.com. This critical emotional distress could easily jeopardize big decisions moving forward, especially if Katie feels isolated rather than confident. Brain 8. The business risk, is failure inevitable? So, with all this pressure, emotional and professional, is her fashion house doomed to fail? Not necessarily. On soaps, anything can happen with the right twist. But here's what makes the situation particularly precarious. Pushpin lack of industry grounding. Katie's background is more corporate and PR-focused than design-centric. That alone makes the venture a gamble. Primetimer.com. Pushpin lack of key allies. Instead of unity, Katie has division. And in show business, division can be lethal. Primetimer.com. Pushpin brand confusion. The Logan name fight has tarnished the brand before launch, making retailers and partners wary. Primetimer.com. Pushpin market competition. Forrester Creations isn't just a rival. It's the fashion house that defines the industry standards. Katie's team is racing an uphill battle that few new entrants can win. All of these factors point to trouble and likely decline unless something dramatic shifts in her favor. SOS Button 9. Hope for a comeback? What could save Katie's venture? Despite all the warning signs, some hope remains. Heavy checkmark if Katie can secure the Logan trademark legally, boosting her legitimacy. There's a storyline where Liam and Carter might secure that for her, potentially turning the tide. Celeb dirty laundry. Heavy checkmark if key designers or Forrester talent defect. Real fashion talent could inject credibility into her brand. Some fans even suggest Eric Hope or